Valley. But first, it's the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Herman Brothers Field. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock for this second game of this two-game series between the Anchorage Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners. And yesterday, the Miners with a big win over the Glacier Pilots, 5-1, with Tyler Stubblefield out of Texas A&M pitching a complete game, 9 innings pitched, and just an outstanding performance on the mound. And hitting was phenomenal as well for the Miners. Johnny Loker reached on a double. And Matthew Decker out of Stanford with a 2-run home run shot. And then Nick Blazer with a single stolen base and a run himself. And the Miners just were doing a great job. Cam Newell also had an RBI double after being kind of on a slow streak, little cool. The 8th inning, and kind of story there. Retired 4 in the 8th inning. It was the 7th inning. Had a 5-pitch inning. Sean Wood and Nico Saenz each swung at the first pitch and had a fly out to right field. Cam Newell and then Henry Thoreau, the designated hitter, worked a 3-pitch at bat and also flew out to right field. And looking ahead for tonight, the Pilots put pitching for the Miners, Sevy Romo. Romo with a 2-2 record through 17 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 24 hits, 10 runs, 9 of those were earned, has only walked 6 batters, and struck out 14. This is his 3rd game to start. He's appeared in 6 games so far with an ERA of 4.67. And is one of those kind of guys we see spot start quite a bit, and we might see move into one of the starting pitching positions, in the rotation. If he continues to show that he is one of those pitchers that the Miners can rely on. And on the mound for the Pilots is Henry Fouché. Fouché with a 2-1 record through 24 1/3 innings pitched, has given up 20 hits, 10 runs, 7 of those earned, has walked 9, struck out 19, started 2 games with an ERA of 2.58, and in their league right now, the Miners and the Pilots are neck and neck. Miners now with a 3-game lead over the Pilots, but it's not over yet. Still 2 weeks to play here at the end of the season, and it is baseball. Anything can happen, and definitely the title is between these two teams, the Chinooks, the 3rd team rounding out the league. Down enough games where it's pretty safe to say that even a late season comeback won't really help them at this point. So it's a race between the Miners and the Pilots. And after yesterday's performance, the Miners really showing they're a very comfortable team down in the stretch, and the Pilots now with an 8-game loss streak after falling to the Panthers up in Fairbanks. And the Miners head to Fairbanks tomorrow for a 2-game series in Fairbanks. And, concentrating on tonight, going with the exact same lineup as yesterday. It's the lineup that BT turned in. And Austin, what are you kind of looking for out of this game, and what do the Miners need to do to, kind of keep the momentum going when they travel to Fairbanks to play the Panthers, who we haven't played the Panthers yet?
Win. That's what I got. Win. Because,
but on top of it, winning.
I know. Win, because it's going to get tough. And I was talking with even the Pilots broadcast crew before the game, and even they said, the Miners got a tough stretch coming up against the Panthers, and they're a pretty good team. I think they look better on paper than they really are just because of their ballpark. It's like 280 down the line. So that's going to help anybody, and that's going to make you look really good. But I talked also with Trevor Podras before the game, and he said that the pitching, it wasn't really anything special. It wasn't ridiculously good, but these guys can hit. So it's really important for the Miners that that pitching is really good up in Fairbanks because these guys can hit. But in this game tonight, it's win, because right now it's kind of like that race for 20, the 20th win. The Miners at 15-9, the Pilots at 14-14. It's kind of just like who can get to 20 first, because we're still trying to sort of figure out this whole race for first name, but it looks like that the first team to 20 wins is the team that will represent the National League in the top of the World Series. And before it gets tough, this is the team the Miners are familiar with. They don't know the Panthers that well. Actually, they only know them for, 2 innings, so that's not much at all. And they know the Bucks, so it's going to get tough. And this is, right now, you just got to get the wins you know you can get, and we know that they're capable of beating the Pilots.
Definitely, and I think that after the game yesterday, we take a van full of players with us to and from the games in Anchorage and Chugiak, and they were all just in really great spirits. It's great that you win a ball game, but yesterday you beat a tough team like the Pilots, and it was just a good win. The pitching was there by Stubblefield, the bats were there, the base running. Blazer had a stolen base. There was just good heads-up play, and the outfield, Jordan Rogers had a great double play. Backhand ball at third base yesterday. So it was just plays like that that definitely helped the Miners, kind of mentality on top of just getting a win over their league rivals.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Tyler Stubblefield just what an excellent, excellent game. And that just shows us how reliable he is as that number one starter for the Miners. And he's their go-to guy. And I looked at the stats and, of course, looked at tape really carefully this morning, and I looked at it and I thought, wow, I can't see anybody else who's going to start the All-Star game for the National League, and that's just sort of one indicator of how good he really is. But he just doesn't. It's not that he doesn't care. He just goes out there and nothing bothers him, and that's just such a good thing to have if you're a pitcher. Nothing phases you, nothing bothers you. You just go out there, you give up a home run, whatever. He set down the last 14 batters he faced. So, of course, a Kevin Veers home run to left, whatever, you shake it off and you say, he got the best of me, whatever, you move on. And the Miners need guys like that, guys that you're not going to get worried if you get runners on. And that's something that I think has really kind of been a little bit of an issue so far. They tend to just get caught up in the runners on, and you got to focus. It's like multitasking. They have to multitask and focus on the batter and the runners on. And you just got to focus on those runners, the batter, the majority of the time.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about tonight, we'll run you through the Miners lineup first. Leading off, Paul Panachone at short, Cam Newell batting second out in right field, Johnny Loker out in left field batting third, Josh Meyer batting cleanup, catching tonight for Sevi Romo, Cameron Frost in center field batting fifth, and batting sixth is Matthew Decker out of Stanford playing at first base. Nick Blazer out of Cal State Northridge at second base, batting seventh. Batting ninth is Jordan Rogers out of the University of Tennessee at third base, and Hunter Simmons rounding things off in the ninth hole as the designated hitter. And, of course, Sevi Romo on the mound for the Miners. And we're just about to get underway here at Herman Brothers Field. We'll take you into the action with Wolfgang Winter, the PA announcer, and the national anthem, and bring you the first pitch in about 10 minutes. Stay with us.
Kevin Beers. At the University of Hawaii, batting cleanup first baseman number 25, Trevor Bodrax. Batting fifth out of St. Mary's, California, right field number 3, Nico Sines. In the sixth spot, left fielder out of West Virginia University, number 34, Sean Wood. Batting seventh, number 26, the catcher out of St. Mary's of California, Nate Nolan. Batting eighth, number 7, out of Pepperdine University, the shortstop, Michael Perry. And batting ninth, the DH, out of the University of Pacific, number 23, J.J. Wagner. Starting pitcher for the Glacier Pilots, out of Louisiana State University, number 30, Henri Touche. And please welcome the coaching staff of the Glacier Pilots, head coach Darren Westergaard, and his assistant Stu Peterson, Cordell Hippolito. And now your starting lineups for your Matsu Miners. Out of Grand Canyon, leading off shortstop, number 3, Paul Panachone. Batting second, out of UC Santa Barbara, number 14, right fielder, Cam Newell. Out of Stanford and batting third, left fielder, number 12, Johnny Loker. Out of Grand Canyon, the catcher in the cleanup spot, number 24, Josh Meyer. Batting fifth, number 22, center fielder out of Washington State, Cameron Frost. Batting first base, batting sixth out of Stanford, number 28, Matthew Decker. Batting seventh out of Cal State Northridge, number 4, second baseman, Nick Blazer. Out of Tennessee, number 7, and batting eighth, third baseman, Jordan Rogers. And batting ninth out of Utah, the DH, number 20, Hunter Simmons. On the mound for the Miners, the University of San Diego, number 8, Debbie Romo. And please welcome the Tigers coaching staff, head coach, Mr. Ben Taylor, pitching coach, Mr. Ben Baker, assistant coach, Mr. Sean Winston.
Those are good.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise, remove your head cover, face the flag behind the center field fence, and please sing along to this instrumental version of our national anthem.
You don't have to sing.
With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
The low pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right. Going back is James Navant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side. Going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith rounds first, heads to second. But it's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left. Back goes Adam Manter. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win! Johnny Oker, welcome to the Valley!
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Thank you, Hunter Simmons, and welcome into beautiful Herman Brothers Field here at the Alaska State Fairgrounds in Palmer, Alaska, for a game between the Mat-Su Miners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. A 5-1 victory for the Miners last night down in Anchorage, and just behind a terrific, absolutely terrific, complete game. Gave up just one run outing for Tyler Stubblefield, the lefty out of Texas A&M. The Miners try to make it 2 wins in a row before they head on a trip up north to Fairbanks for 2 games against the Pilots. And Sevi Romo gets the start tonight for the Miners. Another spot start, trying to just get that last spot in the rotation. And they face the Pilots once again. And this is actually the last time these 2 teams will face for the summer. And they played some pretty good games.
They have, and you know, these 2 teams are the ones who are fighting it out for that spot in the top of the World Series, and it's very competitive.
Chesterpack stands in For the Pilots to lead things off against the right-hander Sevi Romo, 333, no home runs, 11 RBIs for Pack. Did not play in last night's game down in Anchorage. Sevi Romo kicks, and his first pitch is an off-speed pitch outside for ball one. Chester Pack leads off. Clayton Taylor at second base. Kevin Veers at third. Comes the 1-0 from Romo. Off-speed inside, 2-0. Trevor Podratz bats fourth at first base. Nico Signs in right. Sean Wood in left. Nate Nolan is the catcher. Michael Perry bats eighth at short. And J.J. Wagner bats ninth. He's a DH. And the 2-0 from Romo is a fastball up and in for ball three. Home plate umpire is Robert Mays, and the field umpire is Matt Wilson. 3-0 from Romo. Fastball in there called strike, 3-1. Defensive alignment for the Miners, Jordan Rogers at third, Paul Panachone at short, Nick Blazer at second, Matthew Decker at first. 3-1. Swing and a miss, chased an upstairs fastball, 3-2. Johnny Loker in left, Cameron Frost in center, Cameron Newell in right field, and Josh Meyer doing the catching for Sevi Romo, who delivers the 3-2. Upstairs, ball four with the fastball. And that's the first base runner for the Pilots, and it'll bring up Clayton Taylor. Taylor at 274, 9 homers, 20 RBIs. It was 0 for 3 in last night's game in Anchorage. Taylor, a big boy at that middle of the infield at 6'4". Blazer, the second baseman for the Miners, is 5'8". Romo sets. First pitch fastball, called strike. Pack has seven steals on the summer. Has not been caught. Sevi Romo sets. 0-1. Off speed is low, 1-1.
I was talking to Sevi yesterday. He was taking BP. He's a two-way player, usually at third base. And at school, he was more of a third baseman.
1-1 pitch. Swing, ground ball, scooped by the shortstop Panachone. Flips to Blazer at second for one. On to first. A double play. 6-4-3. Panachone, Blazer, and Decker. And now there's quickly 2 down for Kevin Veers. Kevin Veers checks in at 267, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. Has 2 home runs against the Miners this summer. 1 came last night against Tyler Stubblefield. Veers was 1 for 4. Only run that Stubblefield gave up in that outing. Romo kicks. First pitch is breaking ball low in the dirt. Scooped by Meyer, 1-0.
And so I was talking to Sevi, and he has a very slow, deliberate swing.
1-0 line, and over the glove of the jumping Panachone into left center for a base hit. Veers rounds first, a wide turn, and it's a 2-out base knock for Kevin Veers. Brings up Trevor Podratz, the first baseman out of Hawaii, 248, 2 home runs and 13 RBIs.
So I pointed out to Romo, I'm going to finish this story, I'm determined. I pointed out to Sevi that, he has a very slow, deliberate swing, and he said, well, I'm a very slow pitcher, too. And he kind of is, not slow, but he just takes his time. His windup is slow, but delivers quickly.
First pitch to Podratz is an off-speed pitch in there called strike, 0-1. Kevin Veers with that single improves his hit streak now to 5 games. Started 5 for 15 with 3 home runs during the streak. 0-1 pitch to Podratz. Fouled off to the right, out of play, and it's 0-2 with 2 outs. Veers does not have any steals on the summer. Chester Pack led off the inning with a walk. Clayton Taylor grounded into a 6-4-3 double play, and Veers recently singled. Romo looks into his catcher, Meyer. He sets. 0-2. Foul back right at the screen. Still 0-2. Podratz is 4 for his last 20. Was 0 for 4 yesterday. And get this, just 2 for 30 against the Miners this summer. with 12 strikeouts and at least one strikeout in each game he's played against the Miners. 0-2 pitch. Off speed, just missed on the inner half, 1-2. Nico Signs waits on deck, the right fielder out of St. Mary's College in California. Decker playing on the bag at first, 1-2 to Podrats. Foul back right behind us, still 1-2.
That's something we were kind of talking about yesterday with Podrats is he's a little bit older than the rest of these guys and is a very experienced ball player and knows how to work these counts. He strikes out a lot, but he's already up to a 7-8 pitch at bat here and really makes these pitchers work.
1-2 from Romo. Hard liner under the glove of Rogers into left, a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Pilots, and now there's 2 on, 2 out for Nico Signs. Nico at 274, 5 homers, 12 RBIs. Was 1 for 3 with a double in yesterday's game against the Miners. Pilots wearing these sort of camo tops. Looks like the camo sleeves with a brown base, and the Miners with the green tops. Orange numbers and lettering on those Pilots jerseys. Romo sets, and here's his first pitch to Nico Signs. Fastball swung on and fouled right back, 0-1.
I like the orange on the camo.
It's an interesting touch.
It is. Well, and it's usually, you see that bright orange with the camo. But I wish the camo was the whole shirt and not just on the sleeves.
I liked what Darren Westergaard, the head coach, was wearing yesterday for Cancer Awareness Night. Breaking ball from Romo, just kisses that outside corner, and it's 0-2. Runners on first and second. Veers on second. Podrats on first, and 2 outs. Nico pinwheels the bat. Romo sets, 0-2. Reaches out for a ground ball right side. Blazer scoops it, throws to first for out number 3. And the Pilots strand 2. It's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We head to the bottom of the first. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Pilots threaten but do not score in the top of the first. Miners going to take their shot now in the bottom of the first against the lefty out of LSU, Ari Fouché. He's 2-1 with a 2.58 ERA. He's already faced the Miners 3 times this summer, and he's pitched pretty well. First pitch from the lefty to Paul Panachone is a fastball in there called strike. Panachone checks in at .313, no homers, 11 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 from Fouché. Twisted foul, right side behind the Miners' first base dugout. Paul was 0 for 3 and scored a run last night. Fouché looks in for the sign, kicks, and here's his 0-2. Off speed, left a little outside, 1-2. Fouché last faced the Miners June 30th, got the win, went 8 innings. 1-2 to Panachone, fastball low and in, 2-2. 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He kicks, and here's the 2-2. Inside again, off speed, 3-2, a full count on Panachone out of Grand Canyon. Here's the 3-2 from Fouché. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Ari Fouché. There's 1 down in the bottom of the first. And I'll bring up the right fielder out of UC Santa Barbara, Cam Newell. 382, 6 homers, 31 RBIs. Newell just a dangerous bat right in that 2 spot in the Miners lineup. Ball just jumps off his bat, and the first pitch is outside for ball 1.
Watching Newell at batting practice, you wouldn't expect him to have 6 home runs on the season. I mean, he doesn't really hit home runs during batting practice. He keeps it within the park.
1-0 shows bunt, pulls back, and it's ball 2, left a little low from Fouché. Kevin Beers at third, Michael Perry the shortstop, Clayton Taylor at second, Trevor Podratz at first, left to right, Sean Wood, Chester Pack, Nico Signs, 2-0, fastball, nips the outside corner, and it's a called strike, 2-1. Nate Nolan doing the catching for Ari Fouché. Newell was 1 for 5 with a double and an RBI in last night's game. 2-1. Hard grounder foul, first base side, between the Miners bullpen and the Miners dugout. Johnny Loker from Stanford is on deck. Outfield is playing straight away. Newell takes a deep breath, looks around the field. Fouché, glove back on, ball in the glove. Looks into the catcher, Nolan. Has a sign, kicks, 2-2 to Newell. Check swing, they'll check it first, and field umpire Matt Wilson says he went around, and that is strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ari Fouché, 2 down in the first.
You said it. Fouché has good outings against the Miners and 2 leadoff strikeouts just now. Miners having a tough time hitting him.
That brings up Johnny Loker, left fielder out of Stanford, hitting at 367 with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. First pitch, swinging, high fly ball on the infield. Kevin Beers calls for it, steps into foul territory, moves to his left, and makes the catch on the foul line for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Ari Fouché. There's no score, as it's no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 1. No score. We head to the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. One, two, three, first inning for Ari Fouché. We start the second inning. No score. I'm Austin Pollock with Emma Tiedemann to my right. Sean Wood, Nate Nolan, and Michael Perry. 6, 7, and 8 to face Sevi Romo. Faced 5 batters in the first. Here's the first pitch from Romo. Fastball. Chopper right side, just to the right of the line. So it's 0-1 on Sean Wood out of West Virginia. Wood is a college teammate of Bobby Boyd. He played for the Miners in 2012. 0-1 fastball. Chopper, first base side. Decker goes in his glove, out his glove, throws to Romo. In time! Boy, Decker went to his right, put the glove down, the backhand. Ball went in, popped out, scooted toward the second base bag, and Sevi Romo had to rush to that first base bag, and they got him probably just by half a foot.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely very, very close. You could kind of see Matthew Decker scrambling. You know, he had his hand on the ground and trying to pick up the ball, and just great work by Romo and Decker there.
Now 1 out for Nate Nolan. Off-speed pitch. Hits that outer half for a called strike. 0-1 on Nolan. Checks in at 213. No homers, 4 RBIs. Last played on the 13th against the Panners was 0 for 1. 0-1 to Nolan is off-speed and outside and gets to the backstop. 1-1. Outfield straight away. Newell playing pretty deep and right. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Fastball from Sevi Romo. Sevi Romo, the right-hander from the University of San Diego. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Broken back ground ball right side. Bobbled by Decker, but he has time to step on the bag for the second out.
I think Decker's just trying to, add a little intensity and a little like, oh, what's going to happen?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But you also have to remember that he's mainly a catcher for Stanford, but a lot of catchers do have that ability to play two ways and also play at first base. And Decker's certainly doing that. He's played more games at first than he has behind the plate for the Miners. He's only played 2 games behind the plate. Here's Michael Perry, first pitch. Ground ball first base side, scooped by Decker, flips to Romo for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Sevi Romo. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 1.5. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Boy, Matt Decker was very busy at first base in the top of the second. He recorded all 3 outs. Sevi Romo, the pitcher, assisted on the last batter. It was a 1-2-3 inning. Now the Miners, the key for them is jumping out early. And that's what they're going to try to do. Josh Meyer, Cameron Frost, and Matthew Decker against the lefty Ari Fouché out of LSU. First pitch fastball, low and in, but it's called a strike, 0-1. Fouché, you're going to see a mid to high 80s fastball and a big curveball. Looks into his catcher, Nolan. 0-1. In the dirt. 1-1. Meyer out of Grand Canyon at 269, 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Meyer hit 276 for GCU this past summer. Hard grounder back to the mound off of Fouché. And Taylor throws to first in time, and that's a 1-4-3 putout. 1 away for Cameron Frost. That was a hard liner back at Fouché. I think it just hit off maybe the toe and went right to Taylor at second base. Didn't have to really move.
No, and Taylor was lucky he was right there. You know, you never know where the ball's going to go when it hits someone like that, and lucky Taylor was there.
And he's lucky that didn't ricochet into the outfield or anything like that. Here's Cameron Frost. First pitch swing, fouled off right to the backstop, 0-1. Frost at 339, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI in last night's game. Here's the 0-1 from Fouché, swing and a miss. 0-2, that was a fastball. Frost is hitting 6 of his last 7 games. Fouché looks into the catcher, Nolan. Mixes the pitch in his glove. Here's the 0-2. Off speed, up and away, 1-2. Frost has 5 extra base hits in his last 5 games. 3 doubles, 2 triples. 1-2. Hard grounder, scooped by the shortstop Perry, spins and fires a strike, but it goes over the glove of Podratz, over toward the Miners dugout, and Cameron Frost moves up to second. And now that first run for the Miners in scoring position. There'll be an error on the shortstop, Perry. Brings up Matthew Decker, the first baseman out of Stanford. 254, 2 homers, and 12 RBIs. Hit a home run yesterday. First pitch in the dirt, scooped by Nolan. 1-0 on Decker out of Stanford. 1 for 4, a 2-run home run to left. Scored Cameron Frost. Same situation they're in right now with Frost on second base. 1-0. Fastball upstairs, 2-0. The ruling on that error has actually been changed. It's E3, charged to Podratz. Guess that makes sense. It was a pretty good throw. 2-0, lifted right side, foul out of play. 2-1. Cameron Frost on second base with 4 steals on the summer. Decker with the high green socks tonight. 2-1. Fouled back to the screen on the fastball, 2-2. Nick Blazer waits on deck.
Brandon.
Left fielder Sean Wood is playing very deep in left. He was in center last night. The right fielder Nico Saenz is shallow in right.
I think Woods remembers the last time Decker was in this situation.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. Fouché kicks, 2-2. Foul back to the screen with a fastball, still 2-2. Matthew Decker was the captain of the baseball team in high school as a junior and a senior. Also played a year of football in high school. Fouché looks at second, kicks 2-2. Off speed, fouled right back toward the Miners clubhouse, just to our right, still 2-2.
He's also played a little golf here in Alaska in the past few days and caught a salmon, which is ready to eat in the Christopher's refrigerator.
2-2. Inside, and that got him. Hit by pitch, so Decker down to first base, and 2 runners on with just 1 out. You could see Fouché's reaction when he got the ball back. He wasn't happy with himself because he had 2 strikes on the batter. And that's sort of just like one more pitch and we got him. So it's tough like that when you let a guy on when you're really 2 pitches away from a walk. That brings up Nick Blazer. 292 with no homers and 10 RBIs. Fouché looks at second, kicks first pitch. Fastball upstairs at the letters, 1-0 on Blazer. Blazer out of Cal State Northridge was 1 for 5 and scored a run last night. Pokes the bat out. 1-0 pitch from Fouché. Fastball low, but called a strike, 1-1. Blazer transferred to Cal State Northridge for the 2014 season from Sierra College. Led Cal State Northridge with a 3.02 average this past season. Fouché looks at second, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Looked off speed on the outer half of the plate, and it's 1-2 on Blazer with 1 out. Meyer grounded out 1-4-3 to start the inning. Cameron Frost reached first on an error, and Decker was hit by a pitch. Fouché looks at second. Here's the 1-2. Lined into center. That's down for a base hit. Cameron Frost will hold at third, and now the bases are loaded with 1 away.
And that's exactly the kind of player that Ben Taylor wants out of Blazer. Just line drives, move those base runners, take it 1 base at a time, and Blazer delivered.
I think Blazer has a real legitimate shot of being the starter at second base on this all-star team that's just coming up. Would you agree?
I agree, definitely. Because he's great in the field also.
He just has so many different tools that he can use, whether it's in the field, on the bases, or at the plate. It's kind of just like that good all-around player. Here's Jordan Rogers with the bases loaded. First pitch. Breaking ball in there, called strike. 0-1 on Rogers. Out of Tennessee at third base tonight. 242, no homers, 10 RBIs. Fouché sets, pitching from the stretch, 0-1. Fastball inside, 1-1. Rogers was 0 for 3 last night, but made a great play in the field at third base. Hard grounder that took a hop right near his face. Put the glove up and was able to make a double play. 1-1, reaches out, ground ball back to the pitcher, throws a strike to home for 1, and everybody else is safe, but Cameron Frost is out on the force, 1-2. Rogers reaches 1-2 on that fielder's choice. Frost is out at home. Decker now on third, and Blazer on second with Rogers on first, and here's Hunter Simmons. Designated hitter out of Utah in that 9 spot for Ben Taylor tonight. 232, no homers, 9 RBIs. 1 for 4 last night. And Emma, it seems like every night Hunter Simmons just finds ways to get better, whether that's adjusting his stance or being more, I guess, selective with his pitches. First pitch is a fastball low and in for ball 1.
Yeah, I think so too. And he's still that patient batter, but once he gets in that 3-2 count situation, he, kind of is a little more loose about what pitch he's looking for and seem a little more consistent.
Fouché sets, 0-1 to Simmons. Fastball in there called strike, 0-2. Simmons doesn't agree with it. Looked pretty good to me. Now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Rogers on first, Blazer on second, Decker on third. Here's the 0-2 from Fouché. In the dirt, scooped by Nolan. 1-2. Paul Penachone is on deck. Fouché looks into his catcher Nolan for the sign. He has it. He sets. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Simmons chased a fastball outside. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Ari Fouché. And the Miners leave the bases loaded. It's no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left on. We're through 2. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the third inning, and we are still scoreless through 2. See 9-1-2 with J.J. Wagner leading off here in the top of the third inning. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Sevy Romo and the Miners a 3-up, 3-down inning in the second. First pitch to Wagner, low and away, but called strike.
All right, then.
That looked a little low, but home plate umpire Robert Mays gives it to Romo, and second pitch is even lower.
That's a ball,
and a little outside for ball 1. 1-1 pitch by Romo. Swung on, ground ball to Nick Blazer at second base. Fields it and throws to first in time for the first out of the inning.
You know, Sevy Romo really, he's got things going for him. He's got a bright future ahead. I mean, I think he really had a bright future coming out of high school. He was also recruited by UCLA, USC, Arizona State, Oregon, Cal State Fullerton. I mean, those are some big schools. And coming up to a league like this over the summer, that's certainly good for you.
Top of the order with Chester Pack. First pitch swing. Fly ball in the infield and caught by Matthew Decker. Quickly 2 away on 3 pitches. That brings up Clayton Taylor. Clayton Taylor 0 for 1 with a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. Hitting .274, 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 1 double. Very tall at 6'4", 205. First pitch to Taylor, in there called strike. That's left, but throws right out of the University of Nebraska, Omaha. 0-1 pitch by Romo, a little low and inside, ball 1.
Taylor has 9 homers on the summer, and I think Cameron Frost knows that. Look how deep he is in almost right center.
1-1 pitch, swung on, lifted, fouled on the third base side. That goes out of play for 1-2 count. Loker also playing deep out in left field.
Newell deep in right. And they're all straight away. Frost was a few steps toward right center. Now he's lined up perfectly with that second base bag.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Taylor. Here's the pitch by Romo, is low and away, ball 2.
So tomorrow starts an interesting chapter of our summer as we want a 6-hour road trip up to Fairbanks.
2-2 pitch, breaking ball called strike 3. And that is the first strikeout of the game for Sevy Romo as we head to the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Still scoreless through 2.5. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Leading off here in the bottom of the third inning, Paul Panachone out of Grand Canyon University. Still scoreless through 2.5 here in the bottom of the third. Boucher on the mound still for the Pilots. Here's the first pitch, high and away, ball 1. Panachone 0-1 with a strikeout. Got caught swinging on that third strike in the first. Worked the count full, though. 1-0 pitch is lifted foul behind us. Strike 2. Excuse me, strike 1. 1-1 count.
We've seen a little bit of a pitcher's duel early here. Not a lot of offense.
Boucher looks in. 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2. Panachone hitting .313, 11 RBIs, 9 doubles, and 1 triple.
Emma, are you looking forward to our trip to Fairbanks?
I am. 2-1 pitch, another foul ball.
We're staying in the University of Alaska Fairbanks dorms, and I have to say I have not lived in a dorm since my freshman year of college, and I'll be going into my senior year. It's kind of like Thursday will be like Throwback Thursday for me.
2-2 pitches outside. Full count for Panachone. And yeah, same thing. I haven't lived in the dorm since freshman year. So it'll be a, nice little throwback.
A little bit, yeah.
Remembering the good old days. We're only there for a night. 3-2 pitch outside. Call ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Miners, and that brings up Cam Newell. Newell also struck out in the first inning. Struck out swinging. And I'm excited to see the scenery going up to Fairbanks. And we'll be able to see Mount McKinley and Denali take part.
We know that the Panners they were the first team that formed the Alaska Baseball League. There's a lot of history there with that ballpark too.
Newell bunts it down the first base side, charging the second baseman, flips it to Podratz. Podratz drops it, and Newell gets on base and moves Panachone to second with the single. And just what a play by Cam Newell. And he's kind of a smaller guy, but able to get down that base path really quickly. And Clayton Taylor charged it because it was put, maybe a little bit towards first base, but not enough for Podratz to go and get it. And so Taylor charged it, flipped it with his glove to Podratz, the first baseman, and Podratz couldn't hold on to it, and Newell reached base. So Newell on first, Panachone on second, and Johnny Loker at the plate. 0-1 with a fly out in the first inning. First pitch by Fouché is high, ball 1.
Something about Newell, he has 3 steals on the summer, so he can run. He's quick. But he's got everything. He can field, he can hit, he can run, he can do it all.
Fouché with an eye on Panachone at second. 1-0 pitch is fouled back for strike 1.
Before I got here this summer, I imagined the three hitter in the lineup as the guy with all the tools. But Ben Taylor pretty much said to me, he goes, nah, not all the time. Newell bats second.
1-1 pitch is inside for ball 2. And yeah, he said that you put your best batter in that number 2 position.
Right. He used a good example. He goes, that's why Mike Trout hit second for the Angels.
Mike Trout had a triple in the All-Star game today.
Did he really?
He did.
I haven't looked at it yet.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 for Johnny Loker.
I haven't gotten to check anything on the All-Star game. I got to see Derek Jeter's double, and just such a class act. I know I'm from Boston, but you just can't help but
He's the captain.
You have to have so much respect for Jeter.
2-2 pitch, swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Charging his Chester Pack, the center fielder, and makes the catch. 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
He just does everything right. Jeter really is just that guy for kids to look up to.
He is, and just an outstanding baseball player, and he's 40 years old and was drafted in 1992.
I will always remember this, I think I read one of his biographies or something, that his dream, I could be wrong, was growing up was to play shortstop and wear number 2 for the New York Yankees. I think that's right. I want to find that book.
Josh Meyer at the plate for the Miners. Panachone still on second. First pitch to Meyer is outside, ball 1. Panachone on second, reached on a walk. Newell at first, reached on a single. And Loker flew out to a center. And now Josh Meyer 0 for 1. The 1-4-3 play in the second inning. 1-0 pitch by Fouché is swung on and fouled back. Strike 1. Josh Meyer, the Miner, doing the catching tonight for Sevy Romo. Hitting .269, has 1 home run, but he says he should have had more. 4 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 1 triple.
He was talking about, I think last night on the way back, he was talking about being in the home run derby.
Yeah, they were kind of
Poking around at that,
strategizing,
yeah.
thinking about it. Boucher sets. Swung on and lifted into left center, charging his Chester Pack at center field. Makes the catch. Quickly 2 away. And still 2 runners on. That brings up Cameron Frost. Reached second on an error by the first baseman, Trevor Podratz. Then reached third when the bases were loaded, then thrown out at home plate, 2-1. Frost out of Washington State. Hitting .339, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 7 triples.
7 triples, that leads the ABL.
First pitch by Fouché, big swing by Frost, and a miss. Strike 1.
I think I've said this before, and that Cameron Frost reminds me just of a right-handed Jacoby Ellsbury. The speed, the contact, little power here and there.
0-1 pitch is low and in the dirt, gets behind Nolan, and the runners advance. Panachone to third, and Newell to second. That ball bounced to the left of Nolan, and I think it might have hit it off of his knee or something because it rolled behind Frost to our left and just was not able to make the throw down to third on the wild pitch. 1-1 pitch to Frost, a little low, but called strike. So the leading run is just 90 feet away in Paul Panachone. Newell at second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Frost with the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, lifted deep into center field. Going back for it is the center fielder Chester Pack. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on. As we head to the top of the 4th, the Miners and Pilots still tied at 0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Kevin Veers set to lead things off here in the top of the 4th inning. Still scoreless through 3, with Sevi Romo still on the mound for the Miners. First pitch by Romo. In the dirt, gets behind Meyer. Ball 1 to Kevin Veers. Veers out of Fresno State. Sophomore there. Bats left, but throws right. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch by Romo. Is swung on. Ground ball down the first base side. And that just rolls foul, bounces foul. So Veers heads back to home plate. And we'll have a 1-1 count. Veers hitting .267, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, 8 doubles, and 2 triples. Yesterday had a solo shot over the left field fence in the 3rd inning against Stubblefield. 1-1 pitch, ground ball to the second baseman, Nick Blazer. Makes the throw to first, in time, 1 away.
Now, Blazer was busy in last night's game, and this is the 3rd putout for him in this game. But busy again.
That brings up Trevor Podratz. Podratz had a single in the 1st. Ground ball got under the glove of third baseman Jordan Rogers out of the University of Hawaii, playing at first base tonight. Here's the pitch by Romo. Swung on and fouled back behind us. Strike one.
The most realistic broken glass sound effect in the ABL. We haven't been to Fairbanks yet, but
That's hard to beat.
it's a safe bet. It's pretty good. Gets me every time.
No balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, called strike. Podrat's now the 0-2 count.
Trevor hit 211 in 39 games for Hawaii in 2014.
Romo getting the sign from his catcher, Josh Meyer, and calls time. Podrat's hitting 248 with the Pilots, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 3 doubles. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball lifted deep into left field. Charging is Johnny Loker. It's off the wall. Podrat's will hold up at first base for the 1-out single. And Podrat's not the fastest guy on the Pilots, with a ball that usually is probably a double in most cases. But he has the 1-out single and is now the leading run at first base with Nico Sainz at the plate. 0 for 1 with a 4-3 ground out. First pitch by Romo, just on the outside part of the zone for strike one.
You know, I had mentioned that Trevor Podrat's coming in to tonight's game is 2 for 30 against the Miners. 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
0-1 breaking ball swung on by Sainz, and that is out of play, foul for the 0-2 count. I think Podrat's hits are one of those it's about time kind of situations.
Yeah, that was how it was last summer on the Cape. I mean, he would be in a slump, and then you'd show up to batting practice, and he'd just be hitting rockets out of the ballpark. And I can tell you where he played at Spillane Field in Wareham, not a shallow park. That's a deep park.
0-2 pitch by Sevy is lifted into right field. Charging is Cameron Newell. That gets down for a base hit, and Podrat's to second, and Sainz on first.
Yeah, that's most of the time those get down. Those are just those bloop singles that the outfielder is either playing so deep or the ball is just hit so shallow and close to the line. It's really tough. I mean, Newell had to just come diagonally in and chase it to the left. That's just a hit. It's gonna fall. It's probably considered a remarkable play if somebody makes that.
And that is 2 singles in a row now against Sevy Romo. That brings up Sean Wood. First pitch is low and inside, ball 1. Wood 0 for 1. The 3-1 ground out in the second inning. Sevy looks in, sets. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and lifted into left center field. Charging is Cameron Frost, the center fielder. That gets down and at the wall. Podrat's heads into home and scores. Signs at third, and Sean Wood with the RBI double. That is 3 big hits in a row for the Pilots. Now the Pilots on top 1-0 here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that ball absolutely smoked. And, I mean, Wood's a very, very large guy, especially with his height, and just poked that bat out, and it's kind of like that ball just sailed all the way, and that almost got out of here.
Yeah, I think, well, there's no wind,
No.
so it didn't have the power to get out, but looking at Wood's stats, that is his 17th RBI of the summer and his 6th double of the summer. So, you know, a powerful guy, those are the kinds of hits that we'll expect to see from him. And that brings up Brad Baker, the pitching coach for the Miners, in the whole infield meeting on the mound. Quick little meeting as Brad Baker heads back to the dugout. Meyer and Blaze are still out there talking with Romo. Now with Panachone, you know, runners on third and second. Nico Sainz on third reached on a single. Sean Wood, that RBI double on second base. And Nate Nolan at the plate. Nolan catching for Fachot tonight. 0 for 1 with a ground out to first base in the second inning. Righty versus righty. Sevy with the sign for Meyer. Deep breath. First pitch, a swing and a miss, strike one.
That's excellent. Excellent job by Sevy Romo. It's that first pitch right there. Get ahead of him. Get ahead of him. It's just so crucial in this game. It's a confidence thing.
Oh, yeah, and especially after you have 3 hits in a row. 0-1 pitch, ground ball up to center field. Panachone dives for it. It's under his glove. Signs scores. Wood holds up at third, and it's an RBI single for Nate Nolan. That is his 5th RBI of the summer, and Nico Signs scores. Sean Wood moves up to third, and Nate Nolan at first with the RBI single. So now runners on the corners and the Pilots quickly up 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Kevin Veers let things off. He grounded out. Podratz with the single and scored. Nico Signs with another single and scored. Sean Wood with an RBI double. Nate Nolan with an RBI single. Now Wood at third, Nolan at first, and Michael Perry at the plate. First pitch by Romo's a little low, ball 1. Perry 0 for 1 with a ground out, 3-1 in the second inning. Hitting 148, 2 RBIs, and 1 double. 1-0 pitch is swung on, ground ball to Rogers, the shortstop, flips to Blazer, gets behind him into right field. Wood scores. Nolan moves on to third, and Michael Perry on first. That would have just been a routine 6-4-3 double play, but it got behind Blazer. That's going to be an error on Rogers. Brings everyone, the infield, back to the pitcher's mound, talk things over, kind of settle everyone down. Now the Miners are trailing 3-0, and this game is very important for the top of the World Series. And if the Miners want to still get there, that's going to be an E5 with Podratz, Signs, and Wood all scoring. Nate Nolan at third, and Michael Perry at first. J.J. Wagner at the plate, designated hitter tonight. First pitch by Romo in there, called strike. Wagner 0 for 1. Grounded out to the second baseman, Nick Blazer, in the third inning. Force out at second base and first base. Runner goes at first. The pitch, the throw by Meyer. Instead throws down to third to Rogers. Gets behind him in foul territory. But Nate Nolan decides to hold up at third base. But Michael Perry with the stolen base and now at second base in scoring position. One ball and 1 strike here to J.J. Wagner. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Jordan Rogers at third base. Scoops it up, throw to first. That's the second out with the 5-3 fielder's choice. But still 2 runners on and 2 runners in scoring position. Back to the top of the order with Chester Pack. Pack was walked in the first inning, then thrown out at second with the 6-4-3 double play. Flew out to first baseman Matthew Decker in the third inning. Steps to the plate with Nate Nolan at third and Michael Perry at second. First pitch, breaking ball, a little low, ball 1.
You know, Jordan is just so flashy over there at third base. He just seems to always know what he's doing, and he reminds me of Hunter Simmons just on the other side of the diamond. It's so natural for him.
1-0 pitch is low, ball 2.
Action in the Miners bullpen, Hunter Rodriguez getting loose.
Pilots lead the Miners 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. 2-0 pitch, lined into right, foul. Now 2-1 count.
Cameron Frost that is a very big gap in left center. He is practically in right center, lined up almost with the Kendall Ford of Wasilla sign, the yellow one, in right center.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Along with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Nolan on third, Perry on second.
All of that.
Sevy sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball back to the pitcher, Romo. Flips to Matthew Decker at first. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. But the Pilots get 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, the Pilots lead 3-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, and Matthew Decker leading things off. See Decker, Blazer, and Rogers 6, 7, and 8 here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch by Fouché is line drive into left field. That gets down. And Decker with the leadoff single here in the top of the 4th, and it's exactly what the Miners need to get things going. We have a pinch hitter now for Nick Blazer. That is Terrence Conley. Conley out of UC Wilmington. The Miners trail the Pilots 3 runs to 0. Had a 3-run, 4-hit top of the 4th for the Pilots. So the Miners find themselves down by 3 runs. First pitch to Conley is called strike. Lefty versus lefty matchup. You kind of have to wonder if that is what head coach Ben Taylor was thinking when he put Conley in. 0-1 pitch, outside and low, ball 1. Decker on first with a leadoff single. 1-1 pitch, ground ball to the second baseman, Clayton Taylor, backhands it, throw to first. That's 1 away with the 4-3 out, but Decker moves to second. That brings up Jordan Rogers, reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Rogers out of the University of Tennessee, hitting .242, 10 RBIs, 4 doubles. Fouché sets. Here's the pitch, and is lifted high and deep into left center field. Woods goes back for it, and it's Chester Pack, the center fielder, who comes over to make the catch. That's 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up Hunter Simmons, the designated hitter. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Matthew Decker out of Stanford, still on second base. Reached on a single. Then Conley was thrown out with a 4-3 play. Rogers just had a fly out, and Simmons at the plate. Simmons hitting .232, 9 RBIs, and 1 double. Outfield playing straight away for the Pilots, along with the infield. Boucher sets. Quick check at second. Here's the pitch. Inside, but called strike. Boucher sets. 0-1 pitch. Swung on ground ball to the shortstop Perry. Gets between his legs. Decker rounds third, heads home to throw in from Woods. Decker is safe at home, and Simmons on second. So Simmons reaches on the error by the shortstop, and it just literally went in between his legs. And Decker scores, and now the Miners are battling back now, down only by 2 runs, 3-1 behind the Pilots here in the bottom of the 4th. Simmons at second base, and we're back to the top of the order with Paul Panachone, the shortstop. First pitch is swung on, line to the left center field. That gets down. Simmons rounds third, heads home, the throw in by Pack. And Simmons is safe at home, and Panachone safe at first with the RBI single. And now the Miners trail 3-2 after just a few fantastic plays by the Miners hitters. And Cam Newell, of all people, at the plate, the guy you want to have at the dish with this kind of situation. Panachone on first with that RBI single.
Emma just got the orange pen, the orange highlighter.
Lefty versus lefty again. First pitch is very high, ball 1. To Newell, 1 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Had a single in the third, reached second on the wild pitch, but was left on base. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, a little high though, ball 2. Panachone with a lead off of first. Decker led things off with a single and scored. Conley grounded out. Rogers flew out. And Simmons reached on an error and scored off the single by Panachone. And Newell twists and fouls one back.
Right.
Strike 1.
That word that you just used, twists. That's not what Ben Taylor wants. You don't want him using that entire body just swinging around. You want him to be firm and just move those arms and move those hips just right in that right direction.
And we saw him twist last night.
Yep.
And commented. 2-1 pitch is grounded back to the pitcher. Gets behind him, and the shortstop Perry slides over. Can't make the play. Panachone reaches second, and Newell with the single. So the Miners, after the Pilots had a great top of the 4th, the Miners are having a great bottom of the 4th. With Panachone now at second base and Newell at first. Brings up Johnny Loker, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Johnny Loker, the left fielder tonight, hitting .367. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 4 doubles. Johnny steps into the right-handed batter's box, swings the bat. Here's the first pitch by Fouché. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Panachone at second, Newell at first. Miners trail 3-2 against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 0-1 pitch is low and inside. Ball 1. Looked like just about the same pitch Johnny swung at the first pitch. Kind of reined it in and decided to hold back and take the ball. 1-1 pitch is low in the dirt. Ball 2, and Nolan kept it in front of him, so the runners, Panachone and Newell, did not advance. Pilots hoping to keep their lead as the Miners are slowly chipping away at it. Here's the 2-1 pitch, is outside, ball 3.
Newell reached on an error charge to the shortstop, Michael Perry. Second error charge to Perry in the inning. Third overall error for the Pilots.
3 balls, 1 strike to Loker. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled on the third base side. Full count now for Loker with 2 men on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 runs have scored. Decker and Simmons have both scored. And the Pilots lead 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, Perry. He can't make the play. And that loads the bases full of Miners, and Perry just having a rough night at shortstop. So Loker able to reach base. Panachone moves to third. Newell at second. And that brings up Josh Meyer, the Miner. That's going to be another error charged to the shortstop, Michael Perry. It was a hard hit ground ball, but looks like, you put your hand over the glove to stop the ball from rolling up, and it just rolled up out of his glove and into his body. And that gave Loker enough time to reach base, along with Newell at second and Panachone at third. Brings up Meyer, the catcher tonight, 0 for 2 with a 1-4-3 ground out and a fly out to center field in the third inning. Boucher sets. First pitch to Meyer is swung on and lifted foul for strike 1.
Proof right here. Miners don't like to be down, but they've had a little bit of help. 3 errors in the inning, all 3 from the shortstop, Michael Perry.
No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Lined into right center field. That gets down. Panachone scores. Newell ground serves, heads home. The throw in from the center fielder, Chester Pack. And Josh Meyer with a 2-run double. And is standing on top of second base. Waves to the dugout. And what a play by the Miners to bring it back there, now leading the Pilots 4-3.
They don't like to be down. They really, really do not. There's just no question about it. And Meyer hit that ball in the perfect spot, right in that right center field gap. And actually, it looked like the shortstop Pack. He did go into a slide, and for a second I thought maybe that ball got away from him, and Meyer was probably going to end up on third. And had the ball trickled more toward the wall, perhaps would have gotten home. He's a catcher, not a lot of speed, but really, this is what the defense has helped. There's no question about it, but the Miners are also taking advantage of that, and they're still finding ways to get the hits, and that's what matters.
Yeah, definitely. Taking advantage of it, that's another reason of why they're such a great team. That the Pilots have 3 errors now here in the bottom of the 4th inning and have just been taking advantage of it. They were down coming into this bottom of the 4th, 3-0. Now they're ahead 4-3. First pitch to center fielder Cameron Frost is a little low for ball 1. Frost checks in with 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. Frost with 10 doubles and 7 triples. Hitting .339. Reached on an error in the second. Swung on, it's a deep ball into left center field. Going back for it is the center fielder Chester Pack. Gets under it and makes the catch for out number 3. But the Miners with a 4-run bottom of the 4th inning. Panachone, Newell, Decker, and Simmons all score in the bottom of the 4th, and the Miners lead 4-3. As we head to the top of the 5th, you are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
A 4-run bottom of the fourth for the Miners. A big 2-run double for Josh Meyer. Miners lead the Pilots 4-3. A 4-run inning. We're down 3-0 to start the inning. Here's Clayton Taylor, first pitch from Sevi Romo. Grounder back to his glove. Kicks off it. Charging is Connolly, the second baseman. Throws to first in time. High chopper off the glove of Romo, the pitcher. Ricocheted right to Connolly, who is now playing second base for Blazer. And then he threw him out. That's a 1-4-3 putout. Second 1-4-3 of the game. Brings up Kevin Veers. Here's 1-for-2. First pitch, fastball. Gets the outer half, a called strike. Veers singled in the first, grounded out to second in the fourth. So as I just said, Terrence Connolly is now playing at second base. He pinch hit for Nick Blazer. 0-1, breaking ball, a little low and away. Ball 1, 1-1. One. Fastball inside, but called the strike. 1-2. Romo kicks. 1-2. Chopper right side. Conley in the outfield grass. Fires a strike to Decker. That saved a hit right there. 2 away.
That was a very athletic play by Terrence Conley, coming over all the way almost to the first, right behind the first base bag. Made the play on the run. Still able to throw it just in time to beat Kevin Veers.
Now there's quickly 2 down. There's 4 pitches already in the inning for Sevi Romo. Here's Trevor Podratz. 2 for 2. Hit a hard single to left his last time up. Singled in the first. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Looks like Meyer might be shaken up a little bit. He's smiling and he's walking it off. Meets with Sevi Romo halfway between the mound and home plate. No action now in the Miners bullpen. Hunter Rodriguez was warming earlier. Now Matt Decker joining them on the mound. I think Meyer just needs a little bit of time. Cameron Frost is playing a very deep center field. As is Newell in right and Loker in left, but we know that Podratz can really hit the ball a long way. Got a lot of power. We see it in batting practice. Haven't seen it so much when he faces the Miners. Meyer back behind home plate. Looks to be all right. Sometimes you just need a little time and just shake it off.
Yeah, walk it off, talk things over.
Oh, 0-1 on Trevor Podratz, the first baseman out of Hawaii. Sevi Romo kicks, and here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, check swing. They'll check it first, and Matt Wilson says he went around. 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Let me see. We'll see Podratz chase a lot of bad pitches. He'll chase the slider low and away. He'll chase the fastball high. 0-2. Slaps that fastball foul over by the Miners bullpen out of play. Still 0-2. 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for the Pilots. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Miners. Miners lead the Pilots 4-3. Here's the 0-2 to Podratz. Chased an off-speed pitch and fouls it over by the Pilots' third base dugout. Still 0-2. Other than that fourth inning, Sevi Romo's been pretty good. Just 1 strikeout, but he's been able to, in a way, he's getting the run support now. 0-2 to Podratz. Fastball called strike 3. Second strikeout for Sevi Romo. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Miners lead the Pilots 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Night is done for Ari Fouché, lefty out of LSU. He hands the ball to the 6'4 left-hander out of Long Beach State, Cameron Pongs, 5-1 with a 1.17 ERA. This is his 11th appearance. He struck out 29 in 23 innings. He has only walked 4. And he has faced the Miners twice. Faces Matthew Decker, and the first pitch is off speed, low and away. Ball 1. Pongs has only given up 3 earned runs all summer, all 3 against the Miners. Swinging chopper to the shortstop, Perry. Off balance throw in time, 1 away. That'll bring up Terrence Connolly. Connolly grounded out to second in the 4th inning. Connolly pinch hit for Nick Blazer. Connolly out of UNC Wilmington. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch, fastball, inside. Ball 1. But all 3 runs that Pong's has given up that are earned runs against the Miners. Connolly went around, tried to hold up, but went all the way around, and it's 1-1. Pong sets, kicks, fires. Lifted out to left. Wood went back, now goes to his right and makes the catch. Quickly 2 down. I'll bring up Jordan Rogers. Rogers is 0 for 2. Reached on a 1-2 fielder's choice and flew out to center in the 4th. On July 1st, that was the last time that Pongs faced the Miners. That was that walk-off double for Terrence Connolly. Pitch up and away, ball 1 with a fastball from Pongs. And then he was the man, gave up the walk-off grand slam to Johnny Loker on June 14th as Rogers sends one out to deep right center. Pack going over, as is the right fielder Nico Saenz, but it is Chester Pack who makes the running catch for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Cameron Pongs. The Miners still lead the Pilots 4-3. We're through 5 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the 6th here, and the Miners lead 4-3. Sevi Romo still on the mound. Breaking ball is the first pitch and called strike to Nico Saenz. 1 for 2. They single in the 4th inning. Scored a run off of it. 0-1 pitch is ground ball to Jordan Rogers. Makes a diving catch. Throw to first in time, and what a play by the 3rd baseman. Jordan Rogers made that diving catch towards the 3rd base foul line and still made the throw all the way to first base to Matthew Decker. And that is 1 away with a 5-3 putout the top of the 6th inning. Brings up Sean Wood, the left fielder. Wood 1 for 2. The ground out in the 2nd inning. then an RBI double in the fourth and scored. Lefty versus lefty. Excuse me, lefty at the plate. First pitch by Roma, the right-handed pitcher, in there called strike one. Sean Wood, sophomore out of West Virginia University. Breaking ball, slow swing by Wood, and it's fouled back for strike two. Wood's hometown is Arlington, Virginia. 241 average with 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, 5 doubles. And it's a swing and a miss, strike three, and a 3-pitch strikeout by Sevi Romo for out number 2, and quickly already 2 outs away here in the top of the 6th. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the night for Sevi. That brings up the catcher, Nate Nolan. Nolan 1 for 2, grounded out to first in the 2nd inning, then had an RBI single in the 4th, and the first pitch by Sevi Romo is a breaking ball low for ball 1. Outfield for the Miners playing straight away with Johnny Loker in left playing a little bit deep. 1-0 pitch is another big swing and a miss. Strike one. The infield also playing their usual positions. Nobody on at the top of the 6th. 2 outs, and the Miners lead 4-3. There's the 2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back. Nolan now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nolan with 4 RBIs and 3 doubles. Hometown is Reno, Nevada. 1-2 pitch by Romo, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is his 4th strikeout of the night. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Miners lead 4-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Hunter Simmons, the designated hitter, leading things off for the Miners. The Miners lead 4-3 over the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Simmons reached on an error in the 4th inning and scored a run. First pitch by Cameron Pongs, called strike, just on that lone outside corner of the strike zone. Simmons now with the 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch is outside, ball 1. Simmons struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. 1-1 pitch is outside, ball 2.
I really think that opening up that stance for him has really helped.
Yeah, and he's using the 2 different types of bats in the BP and focusing on getting the barrel out. And when he does in batting practice, he hits them deep. 2-1 pitch is outside again for ball 3.
I just think he's trying really anything to get going. And he's starting. He really is.
Seen him more in that designated hitter position with Matthew Decker at first base. Here's the 3-1 pitch. High ball 4 and a leadoff walk for the Miners. That brings us back to the top of the order with Paul Panachone.
Shortstop number 3, Paul.
Struck out swinging in the first inning, was walked in the third, then had an RBI single and scored in the fourth. Panachone out of Grand Canyon University, 11 RBIs, 9 doubles, 1 triple. First pitch, Panachone shows bunt, puts it down right back to the mound. Throw from Pongs to the the shortstop Perry, and Simmons slides in but is out. But Panachone reaches. It's going to be a fielder's choice, 1-6 fielder's choice. That's 1 away with Cam Newell heading to the plate. Newell struck out swinging in the first inning, had a single in the third, then reached base on an error in the fourth, and scored a run. Pong sets and gets the signs from his catcher, Nolan. First pitch is very inside. Tight pitch by Pongs, and that's ball 1. Newell steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Lefty versus lefty matchup. Pongs quick check at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Outfield for the Pilots playing straight away with Pack maybe playing a little shallow in center. Now as I say that, he's heading back out, playing his usual position. Nico signs in right, playing in his usual position also. Pong sets. 2-0 pitch is low and away, ball 3. Newell up in the count, 3-0. Simmons led off with a walk, then was thrown out with a 1-6 fielder's choice when Panachone put down a bunt just to the right of the mound. Panachone is still at first base. Newell 3-0 pitch is high, ball 4. 2 walks in the inning for Cameron Pongs, and Panachone moves to second. Pongs had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 5th inning when he first came out. After Ari Fouché pitched through 4 innings, now has 2 walks here in the 6th. And that brings up Johnny Loker. Fly out in the first, a fly out in the 3rd. Then batted a full count in the 4th, then reached on an error and was left on base. Panachone at second, Newell at first, and the catcher Nolan is going to head out to the mound to talk things over with his pitcher Cameron Pongs.
There's actually a very good crowd here tonight. I guess maybe an early game, 6 o'clock versus 7. I don't know if an hour will really make much of a difference, but good crowd on the first base side. Of course, a bunch of people by the concession stand and behind the press box. How is it on the third base side?
Yeah, it's looking good. A lot of people came out for this game.
I would expect maybe 750 plus tonight.
Oh, definitely. I think maybe 900.
Find out shortly. Probably another inning and a half or 2 innings.
First pitch to Loker, called strike right over the plate.
For either Pongs or Loker right now, this is one of those, so we meet again. Johnny hit a walk-off grand slam against Pongs on June 14th.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside, but called strike 2. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch to Loker is outside ball. Panachone and Newell both with the lead off of first and second base. Pongs looks in. Sets. Takes a deep breath. Quick check at Panachone at second. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball a little high. Ball 2.
You know, I think something that's so beneficial for Johnny, and I've noticed this, is when the pitch comes, I'm trying to think of a major leaguer who does it, but I can't really think of one. That's multitasking. I'm not so good at it. But Johnny gets really close to the plate, sort of bends down a little bit like he wants to get a better look at the pitch.
2-2 pitch is lifted high in the infield. It's going to be foul, but Trevor Podratz, the first baseman, gives chase, gets under it, and makes the catch. That's out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th. That brings up Josh Meyer, the minor, at catcher tonight. 2 for 3 with a double, and 1 for 3 with a double in the 4th. Grounded out with a 1-4-3 play in the 2nd and a fly out in the 3rd. Meyer, also out of Grand Canyon University, teammate of Paul Pandichone and Brandon Smith.
Meyer's having a good night at the plate. 1 for 3, but that double in the 4th was big. Scored 2 runs.
First pitch to Meyer. Little high for ball 2. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Meyer. Here's the pitch. Called strike over the outside part of the plate.
Yep. Green jerseys, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna having a little fun up here, but making fun of in a friendly way, making fun of each other's calls.
Bases are loaded for the Miners. Pandichone at 3rd, Newell at 2nd. Pitch to Meyer, called strike again. One ball, 2 strikes to the Meyer. Swung on and lifted foul on the 3rd base side. One ball, 2 strikes for Josh Meyer, and only 1 out. Loker is at first base, and we're going to try and find out how that happened. Bases are loaded. The Miners lead 4-3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's called strike 3, and Meyer does not agree with that. That brings up Cameron Frost. That is the first strikeout of the game for Cameron Prongs. Frost at the plate, 0 for 2. First pitch right over the plate, called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Frost, and a pitch by Pongs a little high for ball 1. Pandichone at 3rd, Newell at 2nd, and Loker on 1st. 1-1 pitch, curveball, called strike 2. Breaking ball is lifted high and deep into left center field by Frost. That is out of here, bounces on top of the wall and gets out. And it's a grand slam by Cameron Frost. Miners score 4 runs and lead 8-3 over the Pilots.
And I'll say it again. Cameron Pongs came into this game, gave up 3 earned runs. 3 earned runs. There's more right there. All against the Miners. And all in some sort of a big hit. A walk-off grand slam for Johnny Loker. Now a grand slam for Cameron Frost. And a walk-off double for Terrence Connolly. The Miners like facing this guy. He struggles against them.
And that ball was hit deep and literally bounced on top of the top of the wall out there in left center field and then out. And the night is done for Cameron Pongs. And we'll step aside and bring you all the information on the new pitcher for the Pilots. The Miners lead 8-3. We'll be back shortly. Kyle Nelson on the mound for the Glacier Pilots. Nelson out of UC Santa Barbara, a teammate, soon-to-be teammate of Cam Newell. First pitch to Matthew Decker is called strike. He is an incoming freshman at UC Santa Barbara, and Cam Newell hit a home run off of him and didn't even know him. 0-1 pitch is high, ball one.
Now, Nelson has faced the Miners twice, and he's pitched really well. 2 innings in both appearances, so 4 innings total. He's given up just 1 hit. He struck out 5.
2-1 count to Matthew Decker. Nelson with the windup and the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pilots with 3 left-handed pitchers in a row. All in a row. All their pitchers tonight have been lefties. There's the 2-2 pitch by Nelson. Outside, ball 3, full count to Decker.
Nelson 2-0 with a 4.15 ERA. He's pitched in 7 games. 12 strikeouts and 8 2/3.
3-2 pitch to Decker is swung on and fouled back behind us. And Matthew Decker has been the first batter faced by Cameron Pongs and Kyle Nelson when they first come into the game. They always make a pitching change before Matthew Decker. Don't know if that's on purpose or just by chance, but it's an interesting little observation. 3-2 pitch is blown away, ball 4, and Decker with the walk. Brings up Nick Blazer out of Cal State Northridge. And another little tidbit, Cameron Frost just hit his grand slam with 2 outs. I think that's kind of interesting. I guess you don't. I don't know. There's 2 outs. Terrence Conley at the plate. First pitch called strike.
He had 2 strikes, too.
Right.
That makes it even more interesting.
It's the little things like that I think are very, very cool.
I mean, 2 outs, I was thinking, all right. And I saw the 2 strikes.
0-1, inside, ball 1.
Yeah, Cameron Pongs just... Miners seem to know exactly what's going on with him.
Yep. Lefty versus lefty matchup. 1-1 pitch is blown away, ball 2.
I actually said to you when Pongs was coming in and we're trying to identify who it is, I said, I think that's Cameron Pongs. And it was, and I had said to you, I said, oh, there's going to be something big here. I know it. I don't know if you heard that, though.
2-1 pitch is blown away, ball 3. I know sometimes we talk to each other thinking the other person can hear, but we can't because we have our headsets on and the music is playing.
Yep.
So we end up talking to ourselves.
It's all right. Only child. I'm used to it.
3-1 pitch is blown away, ball 4, and that's 2 walks in a row by Kyle Nelson. Decker on second now with Conley at first and Rogers coming to the plate.
Rogers almost hit a home run in the 4th inning. Instead flew out to center. He's done that twice. Chester Pack's been busy in center field. Recorded all 3 outs in the 3rd. Let's see, trying to figure this out. 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and none here. A lot of blue lines here in the 6th.
He's recorded 6 outs.
All right.
First pitch to Rogers, swung on ground ball to the shortstop. Perry picks it up, throw to first, and Rogers is safe. Throw not in time, and Rogers with the single. Decker at third, Blazer at second, and we're going to need a new column in our scorebooks because we've batted around.
We do. And that, as fun as it is to see guys bat around, yeah, it's also really difficult on us in the paper scorebook.
At the plate now is Hunter Simmons. Simmons struck out swinging in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th and scored, then was walked in the 6th, was thrown out with a 1-6 fielder's choice. No strikes and 1 ball. Pitch by Nelson is low and inside, ball 2. Nelson just graduated high school. He's an incoming freshman at UC Santa Barbara and pitching against these really, experienced college baseball players. That must be a little daunting.
It just goes to show the talent he has. I mean, when you have so much faith in a guy who just graduated from high school to come in and face guys like Johnny Loker and
it's a line drive back to Nelson. Nelson dives out of the way of it, and Taylor, the second baseman, is able to stop it. Flips to Perry, the shortstop at second base, with the force out to Rogers at second to end the inning. But Nelson just narrowly avoided that line drive hit by Simmons. Close call there, and that retires the side for the Pilots with the 5-6 putout. The Miners still lead 8-3 now over the Pilots as we head to the top of the 7th. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Top of the 7th inning, and leading things off for the Pilots is Michael Perry. Then we'll see J.J. Wagner, then Chester Pack. Sevy Romo still on the mound for the Miners. First pitch, shows bunt, pulls back and fouls it back. The bat of Michael Perry. Perry, the ground out in the 2nd inning and reached on an error in the 4th. Stole second base, but then was left on. The 1-0 pitch by Romo is blown away, but called strike.
Heard that Romo's fastball has been touching about 90.
And this pitch is lifted deep into right field. Newell going back, gets under it, and makes the catch for the first out.
You know, Sevi has really pitched well, and I think in his 2 spot starts, he really has.
Oh, I agree.
It's either 2 or 3 spot starts. I'm not sure. I have to look that up, but I really think that he could be someone in a big game, perhaps top of the World Series. Miners could call on him.
I could definitely see that. First pitch of J.J. Wagner is inside, ball 1. That's definitely what the Miners are kind of looking out for. You know, they have Stubblefield. It's definitely going to pitch a game, but who's going to pitch the second? Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Wagner.
I mean, he's given up hits, he's given up runs, but well, actually, he's faced the Pilots in, I believe, both those spot starts.
The 1-1 pitch to Wagner is swung on and ground ball into left field for a single for J.J. Wagner.
Excuse me, actually, one of those spot starts was against the Oilers. Pitched well. Gave up 3 hits.
That brings us back to the top of the order with Chester Pack. Pack was walked in the first inning, then had a fly out and a ground out in the 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Sevi went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run. That was on the 7th of July against the Oilers, an 11-9 win for the Miners. That was just about a week ago. That was 8 days ago.
First pitch to Pack is lifted deep into left center. Charging is Loker, makes the catch, and 2 away. That brings up Clayton Taylor, 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. Taylor hitting .274, 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 1 double. First pitch is little outside, ball 1.
Time to start thinking about that player of the game. A lot of guys to consider. Cameron Frost recently hit a grand slam. Sevi Romo's pitched well on a spot start.
1-0 pitch. Foul for strike 1.
Send us an email, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. Tweet at us at ABL Miners or comment below.
Sevi sets. And the 1-1 pitch. Blown away, ball 2. J.J. Wagner on first. He reached on a single. 2-1 pitch to Wagner is foul again down the first base side.
Sevi's thrown 88 pitches. It's gone right now 6 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. That 1 walk that's the big one right there, I think.
And that was the very first batter of the whole game, the top of the first inning. That was Chester Pack. Runner goes at first. Meyer can't keep a hold of the pitch. And J.J. Wagner reaches second on the stolen base.
3rd stolen base of the summer for Wagner.
Taylor with a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Here's 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4.
Why do I even
and
talk?
we will credit that walk to Austin Pollock.
Yeah, why do I even talk sometimes? So Sevi right now, 1 walk, me 1 walk. Total of 2, but of course I'm not dressed. I'm just sitting up here.
Jinx and everything.
I know. It's unfortunate. Sevi, if you happen to hear this later on, I do apologize. Not intentional.
Kevin Veers at the plate now for the Pilots. First pitch is called strike.
It's been a really tough stretch for the Pilots. They lost 1 game in Fairbanks, 26-7. They got swept up there. Got a lot of issues right now.
0-1 pitch is lined into left center. That gets down. And Wagner rounds third, heads home. Wagner scores, and Taylor moves to second, and Veers with the RBI single. Makes it now an 8-4 ball game here in the top of the second.
Comes Brad Baker, the pitching coach.
The entire infield is also going to talk with Sevi Romo on the mound. Romo will face Trevor Podratz after this little meeting if he stays out there, and it looks like, well, I thought he handed the ball over to Brad Baker, but it looks like they're all just going to talk things over.
Well, I haven't seen Oglesby step off the mound yet, and usually maybe I wonder if he's trying to get a last couple of pitches in there. No, he's not.
Oh, Romo is staying on the mound. He faces Trevor Podratz. Podratz 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout. This is by far Podratz's best outing against the Miners this summer. He steps to the plate with Clayton Taylor on second base. Kevin Veers at first with the RBI single. J.J. Wagner scored. Perry and Pack both flew out. Sevi sets. And the first pitch to Podratz, right over the plate, called strike 1. Podratz hitting .247, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 3 doubles. 0-1 pitch by Romo. A little low, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. Frost in center field playing very deep. So is Johnny Loker in left.
Newell just about midway and right.
2-1 pitch is lifted high in the infield. Going back for it is the second baseman, Terrence Conley, called off by Newell. And Newell makes the catch for out number 3. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time here at Herman Brothers. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Number 35, Greg Switchcomb. And leading off for your Miners here in the 7th, shortstop, number 3, Paul Pacione.
Bottom of the 7th, and Paul Pacione set to start things off for the Miners. Miners lead 8-4. New pitcher on the mound for the Pilots, that is Fred Schlichtholz. First pitch called strike right over the plate. 0-1 pitch is a little outside, ball 1, and Schlichtholz, another left-handed pitcher for the Pilots. 1-1 pitch is lifted fouled on the first base side for strike 2.
Schlichtholz, the lefty out of Fresno State, 1-0 with a 7.63 ERA. This is his 9th appearance.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 by Paul Panachone. That is his second strikeout swinging tonight. The first strikeout of the night for Schlitholtz. That brings up Cam Newell. Newell struck out swinging in the first inning, had a single in the third, reached on an error in the fourth and scored, was walked in the sixth and scored. Lefty versus lefty matchup. First pitch is lifted deep into right field. Going back for it is Nico Signs. Dances around in the outfield and finally gets under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
Schlicholtz has faced the Miners once. That was June 13th. A 5-4 win for the Pilots. Went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. Both earned, no walks, 1 strikeout. Last pitched July 12th. That was at the Panners. That was the 26-7 loss. Went 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Johnny Loker at the plate. First pitch is low, ball 1. Loker had a fly out in the first, a fly out in the third, reached on an error in the fourth. 1-0 pitch, just catches that outside part of the plate, called strike 1. He also reached in the sixth and scored a run. 1-1 pitch, swung on ground ball in the gap between second and third, and reaches base on the 2-out single. So now Loker on first, and Josh Meyer, the Miner, heading to the plate. Meyer grounded out in the second, flew out in the third, but had a 2-run double in the fourth. Then struck out in the sixth. Josh Meyer, the right-handed batter, has 1 home run, now 6 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 1 triple. Meyer with the open stance. Schlichtholz sets, and the pitch, low and inside, ball 1.
I was saying this before. All right, Sebi Romo I think his night's done. He's walking out to the bullpen, so I think his night is done.
Yeah, he has ice on his arm, too. To the 1-0 pitch to Meyer is a little low, ball 1.
Well, back to what I was saying, the Pilots have lost 7 straight. That 26-7 loss in Fairbanks.
2-0 pitch, ground ball fair down the third base side. Loker rounds second, heads into third. Ben Taylor still waving him home. Meyer at second. The throw in is over the head of the catcher, Nolan. And Loker scores Meyer with the triple. Now a 9-4 ball game here in Palmer.
Josh Meyer, I'm trying to figure out really where this offense is coming from, whether it's the top of the order. For the most part, it really looks like it's 1 through 9.
Yeah, it's coming from all the Miners tonight.
Now, I still want to finish what I was saying.
Yes.
Pilots have lost 7 straight. That loss in Fairbanks, they were swept up there. They were up 3-0 in this game. This is turned to not be a great game for them. And they got in, I think it was yesterday morning at like 2 o'clock in the morning after their trip to Fairbanks.
That's right. First pitch to Cameron Frost, check swing, that's called strike. And then to top it all off on the way here, one of their vans broke down in Chugiak, and so the other van had to go back and get half the team. 0-1 pitch, called strike 2. They're just having kind of an off day. And, I said it yesterday, you can't write the Pilots off. I thought, after a good night's sleep, but, their van breaks down. They haven't, I don't think, had a smooth game yet. 0-2 pitch is low, ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, they also have kind of a easy, I shouldn't even say second half of the summer. That's in the majors, but.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for Fred Schlichtholz. And that is 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, And 1 left on as we head to the top of the 8th. The Miners lead 9-4. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
New pitcher in for the Miners, the righty out of Slippery Rock, Ryan Oglesby. That bridge man to the closer, Vince Robio, but it's not a safe situation. Oglesby will face 5, 6, and 7. Nico Sign, Sean Wood, and Nate Nolan. An RBI triple for Josh Meyer in the bottom of the 7th. Miners lead it 9-4. So we start the 8th. First pitcher from Oglesby is a fastball called strike. Oglesby just finished his junior year. He's 2-0 with a 2.91 ERA. Check swing from Signs. They'll check it first, and field umpire Matt Wilson says he did not go around. 1-1 on Nico. Nico is 1 for 3. That hit came in the 4th. Excuse me, that hit came, yes, in the 4th inning. 2-1 now on Nico as that pitch was a little high for ball 2. Nico ground out to 3rd in the 6th. Pitch slapped foul right side. Fans better look out. Everybody's good. 2-2. A 3-run 4th inning and then 1 run in the 7th. That's it for the Pilots. Here's the 2-2 from Oglesby. Up and in, and that got him. Looked like it may have just sort of skimmed his wrist. But now he is first batter in the inning on base for Sean Wood. Wood 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the 4th, and that one almost got out of here. Wood struck out in the 6th. Line is done now on Sevi Romo. First pitch to Wood is fouled right to the screen and ricochets off a pole in front of us. 0-1. Sean Wood out of West Virginia.
All right.
Oglesby sets. Delivers. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Line on Romo. 7 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Big thing there is it's the 2 walks. Called strike 3. Fastball gets the inside part of the plate. First strikeout for Ryan Oglesby. 1 down here in the 8th. Brings up Nate Nolan. Nolan 1 for 3. Struck out in the 6th. Runner on first, Nico Steins. He's off. Swing and a miss. Throw down from Meyer. The catch by Connolly. The tag. Safe. I don't know if I agree with that. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, Signs might have just, slid in right behind Conley. Just didn't, and Conley didn't tag him on that backside. I don't know. That's a tough one to call. I kind of have to trust Matt Wilson on that one.
Second stolen base. That's a weak ground ball right side. Connolly takes it. Sidearm toss to first. Nico Signs up to 3rd, but Nate Nolan retired 4-3. Now there's 2 down for Michael Perry. So Nico swipes that second base bag. That's his second stolen base, and now he's on third with 2 outs for Perry. Last couple appearances for Oglesby were a little shaky. First pitch, fastball, too far inside, 1-0. Ryan Oglesby was yesterday's pregame profile. Check that out on the YouTube page. 1-0, fastball up and away, 2-0. Luigi, as they call him. And according to Ryan, it just caught on.
Yeah, he said
never
BT called him that.
2-0. Fastball in there, called strike, 2-1. Caught that inner half of the plate. Now 2-1 with 2 outs, and the Miners leading the Pilots 9-4 in the top of the 8th. Oglesby sets. Pitch. Low, 3-1 with a fastball. Oglesby with that funky delivery. We don't really know what to call it. It's not sidearm. It's not 3/4. It's more just high fly ball deep to left. Loker going back at the track. Goodbye. 2-run home run for Michael Perry, his first of the summer. And the Pilots don't count him out yet. It's 9-6 in the top of the 8th. Just a line drive that got out of here. Nico Sainz scores. And we've seen this a couple times. The Pilots don't like to be down.
No, they're definitely, very similar to the Miners in that way. They can definitely battle back after being down, but now it's, up to Oglesby to see, can he make this third out and get the Miners into the 9th inning.
As I mentioned, Oglesby struggled a little bit in his last inning and a third. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, both earned. First pitch to J.J. Wagner in there, called strike. Wagner 1 for 3. Singled and scored on the RBI single by Kevin Veers in the 7th. Fastball low and away, 1-1 from Oglesby. Send in those player of the game votes. Tweet at us. Swing, fly ball right side. Decker in foul territory toward the fence, and that's very out of play. It's 1-2. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email. MatsuMinersBroadcast@gmail.com. Or comment below. We're approaching that time of the player of the game. Tonight's announced attendance was 789. 1-2 pitch from Oglesby. Up and in, and that got him. Second time he's hit a batter in the inning. So now Wagner on first base. Brad Baker making his way out to the mound. Josh Meyer is already on the mound, talking with Oglesby, trying to calm him down. Cameron Frost squatting in right center. Loker pacing in left field, and Newell standing still in right. Rogers and Panachone meeting at the shortstop position, talking things over. Chester Pack is coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Action in the Miners bullpen. Vince Arobio, as now this is a save situation. It's 9-6. Home plate umpire Robert Mays out to break up the meeting. Brad Baker is making his way back to the dugout. Meyer back to home plate. You may have just heard on the crowd mic, Luigi. That's the nickname. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. He likes it.
He laughs. First pitch, runner at first is off. Throw from Meyer, catch by Panachone, the tag. They got him. J.J. Wagner caught stealing, was trying to pick up that third stolen bag of the summer. But a 2-run home run for Michael Perry. The Pilots add 2 more. It's 9-6. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 7.5. 9-6 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Matthew Decker steps into the right-hander's batter's box to face the new pitcher, Justin Dellinger. Here's the first pitch from Dellinger. Swing, chopper to the shortstop. Perry vacuums it up, fires a strike to first. One away.
Now batting your second baseman, number 26.
Get those player of the game votes in. Tweet at us, email us, comment below. Comes Terrence Connolly, 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounded out to second in the fourth, flew out to left in the fifth. Dellinger has faced the Miners quite a few times. Here's his first pitch to Connolly. Off speed in there, a called strike. Dellinger, the right-hander out of Texas State, 6'4", 200 pounds. Last pitched on the 10th against the Bucks, got the loss, 2/3 of an inning. 0-1 pitch. Fastball outside, 1-1. Gave up one hit, 2 runs. They were not earned. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. The Bucks walked off in that game. 3-2 loss for the Pilots. 1-1 pitch. Slap foul over by the Pilots' third base dugout. Dellinger 1-2 with a 2.79 ERA. Has 4 saves. This is his 11th appearance. 15 strikeouts and 9 2/3. Just 5 walks, 5 hits. Faced the Miners 5 times. 1-2. Off speed, upstairs. 2-2. Dellinger got the loss on June 14th against the Miners. That was when Johnny Loker hit the walk-off grand slam. Breaking ball off speed outside, 3-2, and very well played. I get it. It's pretty clever, actually. 3-2 to Connolly. Line into center, coming in as Packy makes the catch. Now 2 away for Jordan Rogers. Rogers 1 for 4.
Jordan Rogers.
Let's try this again. Comment the name of your player of the game nomination below.
Below the video feed.
I'm still laughing. First pitch to Rogers from Dellinger. Fastball in there, called strike. Dellinger works quickly. 0-1 off speed. Take a slider and just kiss that inside corner. 0-2. Dellinger flirting with a 1-2-3 inning. Rogers taps his helmet, pinwheels the bat. 0-2. Fastball outside, 1-2. Long's last faced the Miners July 1st. That was a 1-0 win in the doubleheader. You up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. 1-2. Check swing, but a fastball outside and low, 2-2.
Here we go. Come on, Jordan.
2-2 with 2 outs on Rogers. Dellinger sets, kicks, fires. Fastball up and away, 3-2. So Rogers working the count back.
The catcher, Nolan, I think thought that was strike 2. He stood up and kind of momentum went towards the dugout for the Pilots, but said it's called ball 3.
Looked pretty good. Could have gone either way. 3-2. Rogers stays live, fouls it back behind the home plate umpire, Robert Mays. Early wake-up call tomorrow. What time are you setting the alarm for? I'm going for 5:30.
5:45 probably.
All right.
We have to load at 6:30. Be here at 6:30.
Be here, I believe it's 6:30. A 6-hour trip up to Fairbanks. 2 games against the Panthers. 3-2. Chopped foul over by the on-deck circle for the Pilots, third base side.
And the Chinooks went up to Fairbanks the past 2 days, and both of their games got rained out.
Oh, I didn't know about today.
Yeah, today's got
Oh.
rained out. Today was supposed to be a doubleheader to make up for the game yesterday, but it got
Ooh.
rained out again, and according to our general manager, Pete Christopher, the field is still a mess.
Uh-oh. 3-2. Fastball, low and away, ball 4. 2-out base runner for the Miners. Now bring up Hunter Simmons, so now you have to wonder, maybe, are we not going to go?
Oh, no, we're going. There's only a 20% chance of rain.
Okay, but will the field be ready?
It should be.
Okay.
But that, is definitely on the mind of Pete Christopher. He doesn't want to
Of course.
go up there and then have no games.
No.
But there's no mess with Mother Nature.
First pitch, fastball, gets the outer half, 0-1 on Simmons. Simmons 0 for 3, scored a run. He reached on an error by the shortstop Perry in the 4th. Perry committed 3 errors in the 4th. That's it up with a 2-run home run. 0-1, fastball upstairs. 1-1. So a 6-hour trip to Fairbanks.
I'm excited.
I don't know what to think about this. Simmons high chopper past the glove of Podratz into right, a base hit. Rogers up to second. Now I'll bring up Paul Panaccione. Paul is 1 for 4, scored 2 runs, has an RBI. So now I'm trying to figure out the last time the Panthers have played. I guess it was against the Pilots. First pitch to Panaccione. Fastball in the dirt, scooped by Nolan. That almost got away. 1-0 on Paul. Last time the Panthers played was against the Pilots. Fastball low and away. Almost got away again from Nolan. 2-0 on Panaccione. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Rogers on second. Simmons on first. Rogers walked, Simmons singled. First 2 batters of the inning retired. Matthew Decker grounded out to short. Terrence Connolly lined out to center. Dellinger sets. 2-0 pitch. Low and away again. Fastball, 3-0. Now Nolan out to meet Dellinger halfway between the mound and the plate.
The last time that Panaccione worked the full count, he was walked in the 3rd inning. But the time before that, he had the full count. He was struck out.
Dellinger was wearing those glasses that ESC pitchers wear, who really need them. He took them off and threw them just in front of that, just by that third baseline, and Ray Garini, one of the catchers, came and took them off the field. 3-0. Called strike with a fastball, 3-1. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, it looks like those glasses couldn't clearly see the strike zone.
Dellinger sets, looks at second. 3-1. Way outside again. And that's ball 4. That'll load him up for Cam Newell. Cam Newell has 6 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 2 grand slams. Newell has 2 home runs against the Pilots this summer. Bases full of minors, 2 outs, a 9-6 lead. Dellinger sets, pitch. Inside, almost got away from Nolan, 1-0. Imagine if the Miners were down in this situation, 9-6.
Oof. That's why I'm not too comfortable with this 3-run lead. Because the Pilots could do it too.
Absolutely. Dellinger sets, 1-0. Fastball in there called strike 1-1. Fastballs inside, a little high, a little low. Fastballs. Dangerous for Newell. Pinwheels the bat, rests on his shoulder. 1-1. Popped up left side, veers, gives chase in foul territory near the fence on the roof of the dugout. Foul. 1-2. Newell spits into his hands, rubs his hands together. Rogers on third, Simmons on second, Panachone on first. 1-2 on Newell with 2 outs and a 9-6 game in the bottom of the 8th. Miners lead the Pilots. Dellinger looks into the catcher, Nate Nolan, for the sign. He has it. He sets. Here's the pitch. Chopper right side, foul. Over by Sean Winston, the first base coach. Still 1-2. You can hear how vocal the fans are. Cam Newell has certainly made a name for himself here in the Valley. Certainly and very likely to be named an All-Star for Sunday's game in Anchorage. Dellinger sets again. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball way outside and high, 2-2.
That one definitely got away from Dellinger. That was very outside, but a lot of movement on it.
It's not really something that I've focused on in this at-bat is the Miners just need insurance runs. They're not down. They're up 3. 2-2 pitch. Popped foul behind home plate, still 2-2.
You can kind of feel the anticipation in the air here.
It's just because it's happened so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Already a grand slam in the game. Cameron Frost did a grand slam in the 6th. Bases full of Miners. 9-6. Bottom of the 8th, 2-2 count with 2 outs. Dellinger looks in for the sign. Sets. Kicks. 2-2. Hard chopper foul over by Sean Winston again. And at first base, still 2-2. 7 pitches in this at-bat. 4 foul balls in a row. And I'm surprised that Nico Saenz isn't really that deep in right field. Newell pulls the ball a lot, especially with the power. Dellinger sets. 2-2. Swing, a high fly ball, deep right. Nico going back. Gone! Grand slam, Cam Newell. It's 13-6. Second grand slam of the game for the Miners. The 3rd grand slam of the summer for Cam Newell. And go ahead, Coach, pencil him in the All-Star game. 7th home run of the summer for Cam Newell. Can you believe this kid?
No. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And again, 2 outs with 2 strikes.
Here's Johnny Loker. He has a grand slam on the season of his own. First pitch. Up and in with a fastball, 1-0. It was just one of those things, like, there's no way he can do this. There's no way. And what do you know? It happens. 1-0 to Loker. Fastball upstairs, 2-0. Dellinger sets, 2-0. Up and in, almost got Loker 3-0. Josh Meyer on deck. So maybe time to think about that player of the game again. There's a lot of guys now to consider. 3-0 pitch. Fastball, waist high, but it's ball 4. Third walk of the inning given up by Dellinger. That brings up Josh Meyer. Meyer is 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Catcher Nate Nolan, returning from the mound, briefly spoke with the pitcher Justin Dellinger. Now Meyer coming to the plate.
Boys, he needs his glasses. Yes! Send the glasses back to the mound.
Meyer out of Grand Canyon. Was 0 for 5 in yesterday's game. He's really turned around. 2 for 5 so far tonight. Rod first Loker. Dellinger sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a big time Meyer. He was going for the fences, 0-1.
Well, I think you pulled your head on that.
4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. The Miners, a grand slam for Cam Newell. 0-1 to Meyer. Chased a fastball low and away, and it gets away from Nolan. And Johnny Loker up to second base. Cameron Frost is on deck. Still action in the Miners' bullpen. Meyer points the back, hands above his head. 0-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3. First strikeout for Justin Dellinger, but what an inning for the Miners. After the first 2 guys are retired, 4 batters on, and a grand slam for Cam Newell, his 3rd grand slam of the summer, and his 7th homer of the season. And when we head to the top of the 9th, it's 4 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. The Miners lead the Pilots 13-6 at the end of the 8th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Chester packed to start things in the top of the 9th against the closer, Vince Arobio. What a bottom of the 8th. A grand slam for Cam Newell.
Another.
Yeah, 2nd grand slam of the game for the Miners. Cameron Frost to the other one. First pitch fastball. And there, a called strike to Chester Pack. Pack is 0 for 3. Arobio sets. Here's the pitch to Pack. Off speed, low and away, 1-1. Arobio's that 9th inning guy for Ben Taylor. He sets, 1-1. Swing and a miss, chase a fastball outside, 1-2. Arobio just finished his freshman year at the University of the Pacific. 1-0 with a 1.52 ERA. This is his 14th appearance. 1-2 pitch. Fastball low, 2-2. Arobio last pitched July 10th against the Chinooks. Went an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Did not earn the save. Not a save situation. This is not either. 2-2. Up and in, almost got him, 3-2.
Last time Pack had a full count, he was walked.
Two saves for Arobio against the Pilots this summer. 3-2 pitch. Slapped right side, foul. That was a sharp foul ball. Three and 2 on Chester Pack, the outfielder from Cal State Northridge, a teammate of Nick Blazer. Nobody out. 3-2 from Arobio. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Vince Arobio. 1 down in the 9th. That brings up Clayton Taylor. Taylor is 0 for 3. He walked in the 7th. Center fielder Frost playing deep in center field. Loker playing deep in left. That is Newell in right. First pitch. Swung very hard on that. Almost took his helmet off. It's foul at first base side of the first base coach, Cordell Hippolito.
Taylor, a power guy with 9 home runs.
0-1. Here's the pitch. Line into left. That's down for a base. It'll get down and roll to the wall. Taylor rounds first, heads to second. Loker picks it up now and throws it in, but it's a 1-out double for Clayton Taylor. Here's Kevin Veers. Runner on second base. Clayton Taylor just doubled. Arobio sets. Here's the pitch to Veers. First pitch swing, ground ball right side. Connolly vacuums it up, throws to first. And there's 2 away. Taylor moves to third. Pilots down to their final out, and it's Trevor Podratz coming to the plate. Podratz is 2 for 4. He flew out to right in the 7th, struck out in the 5th, and singled in the 1st and the 4th. Miners lead the Pilots 13-6 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. And Clayton Taylor on third base. Arobio sets. Kicks. Pitch. Swing. Chopper back to the mound. Arobio fields it. Fires a strike to first. And that's the ball game. The Miners beat the Pilots 13-6 and win the season series 6-4. Just an overall excellent game, especially with the offense. Sevi Romo with a great start in a spot start. And Emma, just very briefly, what'd you take away from this game? And really, the struggles continue for the Pilots.
I think, we're talking pregame about this, but, you said the Miners need to go head to Fairbanks with a win. I was talking about the momentum from a win. They needed a big win, and this is the win I was talking about. 2 grand slams, a great start by Sevi Romo, great other players, Josh Meyer had a great night. Just outstanding jobs by the pitchers. Also, Oglesby did a pretty good job. Arobio, that go-to closer for the Miners, still doing his thing in that 9th inning, doing a great job. I just think it was both sides tonight.
Well, I actually just noticed something. The Grand Slam Club is standing right in front of the Miners dugout. Johnny Loker, Cameron Frost, and Cam Newell. And we are going to go to a break. And we'll come back with the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here from head coach Ben Taylor and Taylor's Take. And, of course, our player of the game. And you'll hear all of that when we return on the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Back here on the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Wow, just what a game. The offense seemed to do it again. The pitching, a spot start. The pitching was pretty good too, and Sevi Romo seemed to really come in. I guess you could call this last minute again. Maybe it was planned. We don't really know, but we didn't see him being a starter really all throughout the summer. Maybe more of a setup man or a mid-relief guy, and he's really done a good job.
Oh yeah, definitely. You kind of have to look over those four runs given up and look at the fact that he only gave up 2 walks, and just did an outstanding job.
All right, well, we are going to have our player of the game first, and we'll step aside for just a minute, and then we'll have Taylor's take after that. We'll be right back. All right, Josh Meyer has something up his sleeve. We don't know what it is, but we'll be right back. He's on his way in. All right, back on the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. There he is, our player of the game, Josh Meyer. Great game, and you actually came in here looking a little surprised to why you were the player of the game. Good game, of course, with the bat, but you called a good game for Sevi Romo.
Oh, well, Sevi hit his spot, so shout out to him. That's not me. If he throws it where I call it, anyone's going to have a good day. It's double field the other day. Went 9, so it's up to the pitchers to have a good day. It's not me.
What have you seen from Sevi really improving throughout the summer?
He's hitting his spots better, and his curveball has been really well. If you see his curveball, I don't know if you can up here, but it's pretty filth now. And his slider's looking good too. So he's farther down in the playoffs. He's looking good for us.
And your bats, you had a 2-run double and then a RBI triple. So what have you been kind of changing up with the bats?
I've just been more relaxed and using my hands more, working with BT before the game, and just getting my foot down early and just seeing the ball and hitting it.
2-game road trip in Fairbanks. Looking forward to it?
I am actually. I heard it's a hitter's ballpark, so hopefully I get a couple out because I need some.
All right, Josh. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Josh Meyer, our player of the game on the Matsu Miners postgame show, and Ben Taylor coming up in just a bit. All right, head coach Ben Taylor in Taylor's Take. Coach, another good win, and the bats seem to really, really show that you said it at the beginning of July. This is when you show if you're real.
Yeah, you know what, though? The Pilots are really good, and playing that team 10 times is really draining, and it's tough, and they contest every pitch and every out, and they battle and battle and battle. So, I mean, you know, hats off to them, and that was a tough one.
And most of the hits came with a 2-strike count, and Newell's came with 2 outs also. Frost had a 2-strike count on him also. So the Miners, hitting with 2 outs and, kind of down in the count, making these big plays.
Yeah, a lot of that was us trying to stay with we had some approach things that we were trying to accomplish with the different pitchers that they threw. And so we took some strikes in some locations to stay on some pitches, and the guys did a good job. Their concentration was really high tonight, and they were really engaged, and it was pretty awesome.
And talking about the pitchers for the Pilots, they're all lefties, and 3 out of the 4 of them came in with Matthew Decker at the plate. Do you think they, after his home run yesterday, kind of thought we need to change things up once he gets to the plate if things are going south? Or
Yeah,
just happened to be that way?
I think a bit of both. I think it's just one of those spots because our 1 through 5 is really tough. And, Frost had another big game. And Frost, he can wear a guy down. And we saw a lot of pitches tonight. And, we had some opportunities early off their starter, who was pretty good. And the guys did a good job staying the course, even though it didn't really go our way early. And
Sevy Romo, another start, and it seems like he's really comfortable in that role.
Yeah, I mean, he put his hand up, man. I mean, he wanted to go, and when we answered the 3 spot, I mean, he took over the ball game, and it was, he was really efficient after that. It was awesome.
And Josh Meyer, our player of the game, had a double and a triple with 3 RBIs and called another great game tonight after the game against with Stubblefield last night against the Pilots.
Yeah, Josh does a good job. We ask a lot of him, to catch like he does and to hit in the 4-hole, and there's a lot of he carries a big load for us, and he does a really good job, and I'm proud of Josh. He was out here all day today. These guys, a lot of them are out working camp. They've been here since 8:30 this morning, and Josh mowed the infield today, worked camp. Came out and hit early work. I mean, it's a long day for that dude, and for him to do what he did, I'm really proud of him.
And, of course, a road trip coming up in Fairbanks, team leaving early tomorrow morning. So we'll let you go, let you get some sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow in Fairbanks.
I don't know how much sleep there'll be, but, yep, good. See you guys
All
tomorrow.
Right, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And we'll be right back and wrap up the post-game show after this. We're going to wrap up this postgame show very quickly. Just a big, big, big win for the Miners. The offense, pitching, you name it, it was all there. And really just seemed to be all there. And a road trip starts tomorrow. We're getting up early. We're getting on the road early. 6 hours north to Fairbanks. 7 o'clock game tomorrow. We will be there. 6:45. Tune in for the Matsu Miners pregame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Will come to you from Groudon Memorial Park in Fairbanks. For Emma Tiedemann, I'm Austin Pollock. Big game, big win. The Miners take the season series against division rival, the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. We will see you in Fairbanks.